Today's video is about making the best out of the worst situations. Now, we all get stuck into these situations because, hey, that's just life. You know, we have good things that happen to us, we have bad things that happen to us. This past week, I was giving a practice speech. I didn't have to give it, but I signed up for it and I said, you know what, I'm going to do it no matter what it takes. I was preparing for the speech and I was working on it, and I just felt, I'm like, oh man, this speech is not going the right way. Like, it's so negative, it's not the right message I want to give. Last minute, I decided, you know what, I'm scrapping the speech, I'm starting over. This is just like 1 or 2 hours before the speech happens. When it was time for me to leave to the meeting, I said, wow, I barely have the intro done. I don't know what my body is. I don't know what my conclusion is. But I'm going to the meeting and I'm going to give the speech. I don't know how. I'm just going to do it. And instead of in that moment being, oh man, I'm going to fail so bad at the speech, I gave myself the opportunity to be like, you know what? I'm going to make the most of the speech, this opportunity. And what helped me get up there and speak in front of people, even though I wasn't prepared, was focusing out. In that moment, I asked myself, instead of this mental thought of, oh, I'm going to fail, I thought about, in this moment, how could I make the most of this opportunity? Instead of focusing on my fear, I started focusing outward and just really being focused on what value could I provide to the other person. So that's what I did. And I ended up creating a very connected, relatable speech with people. It wasn't perfect. I definitely got feedback that, you know, there's something's a little bit off, but I also got a lot of feedback that said I was very passionate, engaging, and connected with people. And that's just a result of making the best out of the worst situations that we have. Another example is I was looking up online kind of some sports history, and in 1993, Buffalo Bills, they were down 35-3, and it was past the halfway point, the second quarter. And they scored 4 touchdowns in the third quarter and ended up tying, going overtime, and won the game. The score ended up being, what was it, 41-38. So that's pretty incredible. And it just goes to show, when we make the best out of the worst case scenarios, there's possibilities for anything to happen, you know. And I encourage you to make the most, even if you feel like there's no possibility. I think it's an opportunity to grow, and that in itself is a good way to learn. All right, thank you so much for watching, and see you next week.